Okay, to recap, we're sending up the request to the server with the page size and the page num, and then the server is turning around, grabbing those pieces of information, figuring out which data set there is, but then also passing back to us the total number of projects so that we can, on the React side, calculate how many pages we need to make for our buttons to be able to go back and forth from page to page. And so this part, I'm going to do a little differently than I typically do, which is I do want to have some buttons in here. And we could make some buttons that, we can do something easy enough as, creating a button that takes us to the next. So, I guess we'd have previous on this side. One button for previous, one button for next. And we'd have to set those to, if we were to go look at what's the value, so we want to go, in this case, I can't decide whether to do these now. I'm going to do these in a second. So, but I want to create buttons. How many? This is where my number buttons are. Page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5. How many do I want to create? Well, I know now because I've calculated it here how many pages I'm going to have. And so I could run a little for each loop for each number in set total pages, total pages. Let's go create a button, and here's the number it's going to be and everything like that. But we have learned that in React prefers to use this map function instead of for each in many cases, and there's reasons for that. But I'm going to do something I don't typically do, which is I'm just going to type code, and then we're going to talk about it afterward. So here's a block of code here, and what I'm going to do is spread an array of the total number of pages that we have. And then I'm going to take that and map, and again, I'll talk more through this in a minute. I want to have an underscore here, and then the word index. And then after that, I'm going to, we need that parenthesis to be down lower. Okay, so then I say index, and then lambda, and this is not going to make any sense at first, but hopefully after we explain it, it'll make perfect sense. And then inside of this, I'm going to say button, and then I'm going to set the key equal to index plus 1, and then I'm going to set the onClick equal to a function that takes in nothing as as information being passed in, and then it's going to set the page num to index plus 1, and that's going to be the end of our button. And what is our button going to say? Well, it's going to say index plus 1. All right, let's see if we can walk through it. So ultimately what we're trying to get is to say page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, right? And so we're taking, basically this index acts like the I in a for loop. In fact, if we wanted to, we could call it I. So this is a name we're giving it. Where's my rename? I could call it I if I wanted to. So this is like our I in the for loop, and I'm saying, well, take whatever is in I, which we start counting at 0 in arrays. And so take whatever's in I plus 1, and that's going to be the name of the button. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the key is just matching that, right? And then I'm setting the page number that I'm on to keep track of what page number I'm on up here. I'm setting equal to that same thing. So all of these are doing the exact same thing. So what I do is I spread, so this array function is building an array out of total pages. And so it's the size of total pages. So it's going to build an array with 5 elements because that's what total pages was. And for each of these, it's just doing like a for loop. It's going to map out the first one. That's going to be a 0. We put the underscore here because we're not doing anything with that. We're ignoring the value in that array, and so we don't put anything there. But this is the one that we're worrying about in this map function. And so we're going to map out, again, starting at 0, and then for each one, it'll just go in and build a button with this information. And if the user clicks on this button, then we're going to set the page number to that button as we make this change. All right, does that make sense? So let's save this and see what it looks like in the running app, which I don't have up right now. So let's do I'm going to Control C and then npm run dev. Now I don't expect you to just be able to do that out of memory. I had to look it up. I had to remind myself. That's totally normal. But now I'm getting, well, I'm getting a previous and next button, but I'm not getting those in between buttons, which is interesting to me. Huh. Always when I'm trying to hurry. Huh. Let's see, what did I do wrong? So all of this, total pages should be loaded up. We've got the map eye, we're creating buttons. Let's see what it looks like in the running page. So I'm going to F12. And then I want to look at the actual code into the divs. The button attribute has not been set yet, which is true. Where are my other buttons? This has been an exciting set of videos, huh? Well, I know we can do, so we can say on this button, on the click, which we were going to do this anyway, set it equal to, and then some code. Again, a function that says, go set the page num. So previous, what are we going to do? So set page num to whatever was already in page num, what? -1, because we're going previous, right? For the next button, we're going to say on click equals go set arrow function, set the page num equal to whatever was in page num, what? +1, right? So that'll go to the next page. And we are updating page num up here. It's missing the dependency for total items if total items changes, so maybe that's the error that it's not liking. We did it for the other two. I don't know that total items changes outside of the use effect, but perhaps it just wants it in there. So let's save that and see what this looks like. And now suddenly we have our buttons. Let's refresh. Okay, so it must have been that actually. It didn't like us not having that data in there. But now we can go 1, 2, 3, next. Our next is taking us to where we don't want to go. And so that actually factors in what the last thing I wanted to do here, which is it's tough to tell which one I'm on, right? So we kind of want to make these look good as well. And so we can do that just by going in and setting some of these to disabled when they should be disabled. Like if we don't want them to be able to click on next, then we need to put that in there. So for the previous button, that means if we're on, where'd my previous button go? So if we're on, so I'll put it right here. For our previous button, I'll say we want it disabled when the page num is, and we use a triple equals to make sure it's both the right type and the right thing. When we see a page num is 1, then we want this disabled. Likewise, on the next button, we want it disabled when it's equal to what? So when page num is equal to the total pages, then same thing, we want it disabled in that case. Man, we are going to have to go into one more video to wrap this up. We'll try and make it short. Spencer out.